Hey there, it's Matt Rimarino from mattrimarino.com. In yesterday's post and video, I mentioned about an accident that I had 7 weeks ago-ish, just over 7 weeks ago. And it prevented me from going to one of our company conventions. Well, I just wanted to highlight in today's video that over these last 7 weeks I have gone on a real up and down internal battle journey. Positive, negative, and everything in between, etc. And I just wanted to share three steps, I suppose, a three-step process to be able to clear that negative energy. I'm not going to bore you with the details as to exactly everything that I've gone through. As you can imagine, being involved in an accident, I had my left arm, shoulder taken out. It was a real bad post-accident dislocation that stopped me from having to travel, which is why I missed the convention, etc. And it really kind of affected me. Psychologically, the accident was quite traumatic, actually, and the more I look back on it, the more I realise actually just how much it has affected me. But that's all part of the process. But I also noticed just how negative it actually made me about life. And so I need to help everyone else through that experience. Bizarre, sounds odd, I know, but we all suffer negative energy and we need to be able to clear that negative energy. And there's a three-step process. Take ownership, cancel those negative thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts. As soon as you get something negative in your head, stop. Acknowledge the fact it's negative and stop and find the opposite, the exact opposite. Find the positive to that negative and focus on that positive. And the last thing is use the love that's around you. Use the people around you. Or if you're spiritual or religious, use that spiritual abundance that you'd have, that religious faith and belief that you have that's going to carry you through. Because they are, again, things that blind faith, we can't see it, we can't feel it, but we know it's there. We trust it, and that's what you have to hold on to and believe is going to get you through. So take ownership. Dalai Lama turned around and said, when you think everything is someone else's fault, you will suffer a lot. When you realize that everything springs only from yourself, you will learn both peace and joy. And that is so true. So take ownership. Take ownership of the fact that you are feeling negative and stop that negativity. And that leads you on to the second process. Cancel negative thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts. This takes practice, don't get me wrong, it takes dedication. It's taken me 7 weeks to stop those negative feelings that I've had since that accident as to how it's affected my life, how it's affected my wife, how it's affected my children, and how it could have been so much worse. And I was very lucky, in fact, just to get away with what I got away with. So it took me 7 weeks to get to a point where I can go, right, I've got to get it together and I've got to move forward. So you have to practice daily and be conscious daily of those negative thoughts that you have. We all have them every single day, without any doubt. You will all go through. You have to be some real Shaolin monk level person at peace with themselves and the world to be able to instantaneously block out any negative thought. Okay, so it does take practice, it does take dedication, and you've got to make a decision to be able to see that world through the eyes of what can go right instead of what can go wrong. Okay, you've got to catch yourself at any time that you are acting or speaking negativity and immediately change that frequency, that tune, onto a more positive level playing field. And like I say, it's better clear that energy and bring more light and love into your life. Just visualize those positives instead of getting sucked into negativity. So if you hear people talking negative, talking bad, stop. Walk away, hang up the phone, make your excuse, go. Because you don't need to be around it. Okay, stop yourself being around it. Highlight to them about how negative they're being. Maybe they need that push, they need that help as well. And by you stopping and helping them, well, that just doubles it for you. So I hope that's helped. I don't want to waffle on too much, but if that's brought value to you, please click the like, comment below, tell me what you've been negative about and how you stopped yourself from being negative or stopped someone else being negative. Share your story below, let me know. And if it really has struck a note with you, share it with others, because if it struck a note with you, it's going to strike a note with others. Before you go, I just wanted to add a little clip at the end here. It's Lewis Hamilton winning the British Grand Prix. He's talking to David Coulthard up on the podium. Just to bring up to speed, Saturday's qualifying was an absolute disaster for Lewis. He decided not to complete his last flying lap. He was on provisional pole, ended up 6th on the grid because he made that decision. And what he says in this interview will hopefully resonate with you and also works well with what I've been saying about negativity and not giving in and carrying on and finding that positive stroke, that positive frequency for you to be on. So anyway, it's about a minute long. Enjoy it, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Have an inspired and fabulous day. Take care.
I assume that we're 4 points behind now, so I think this weekend really just showed that, for one, you never give up. And I really, yesterday, it wasn't a case of giving up. I didn't think I could do the lap. I was really shocked that the last sector was so fast. But coming here today, I had my family with me, just focused. The support from the fans, as I said, just spurred me on, and I really couldn't have done it without them.